The sister wives world has just been turned completely upside down, and absolutely no one saw it coming. Fans thought season 20 would be the final curtain call for the Browns, but then, out of nowhere, Mykelti Brown dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the fandom. During what seemed like a normal Patreon live stream, Mykelti casually mentioned something that instantly broke the internet. Sister Wives season 21 isn't just confirmed, it's already filming right now. That's right, the cameras are rolling, the drama is unfolding, and TLC somehow managed to keep this massive secret under wraps tighter than Kody's grip on his fading authority. Shortly after, Christine Brown-Woolley confirmed the rumor in a podcast appearance, and that's when everything clicked. Fans began asking, why the secrecy? TLC usually promotes new seasons months in advance, so why the sudden silence this time? Insiders claim the network wanted to gauge audience reactions to the explosive season 20 before launching another massive campaign. But whispers from the production crew hint at something far juicier. The chaos behind the scenes is so raw, so volatile, that TLC didn't want public pressure to alter the Browns' natural reactions. In other words, they wanted real emotion, not rehearsed drama. Think about it, season 20 already tore down the family facade. We've seen Kody and Robyn's perfect marriage crumble, Mykelti's painful confessions about conditional love, and Christine's bittersweet joy as her kids moved across the country for a new beginning. The once mighty plural family now looks like scattered pieces of a shattered dream. Kody's relationships with most of his adult children are hanging by a thread, and Robyn? She's visibly cracking under the emotional weight of being the last wife standing. Meanwhile, Christine, Janelle, and Meri are thriving independently, free from the emotional web that once bound them. So, what could season 21 possibly bring that's worth another year of filming? According to reality TV insiders, everything. This next chapter is rumored to capture the final collapse of Kody Brown's polygamist legacy, the downfall of his marriage with Robyn, his estrangement from his children, and possibly, the unraveling of the very foundation of the family's fame. TLC reportedly believes that what's happening right now is television gold. Instead of showing a family building a dream, they're documenting the ashes, the emotional wreckage left behind. And viewers? They can't look away. If what's being filmed is even half as intense as insiders claim, season 21 might be the most explosive, unfiltered, and heartbreaking season yet. But just when fans thought things couldn't possibly get any worse, Kody and Robyn's so-called fairy tale starts to crumble right in front of the cameras. During their move into a brand new $2.1 million home in Flagstaff, Kody made a confession that sent fans into an uproar. On camera, he admitted that he and Robyn were no longer partners in love, they were, quote, battle buddies. Let that sink in. Battle buddies. That's not the language of romance, it's the language of survival. And for the first time, even loyal fans began to realize, the dream that started with faith and unity has officially turned into a war zone. The woman Kody once claimed to love above all others, the one he favored so heavily that it tore 3 marriages apart, is now being compared to a battle buddy instead of a soulmate. But as shocking as that is, things only get more uncomfortable from here. In what might be the single most awkward moment in Sister Wives history, Kody Brown actually tried to seduce Robyn, using his body odor. Yes, you heard that right. His body odor. Cameras caught him leaning in close to Robyn and asking, "Do you like that? Do you like the way I smell?" It was meant to be playful, maybe even romantic, but Robyn's expression told a completely different story. She looked trapped, uneasy, and genuinely repulsed. The internet exploded. Fans flooded social media calling it one of the cringiest moments the show has ever aired. Robyn awkwardly described Kody's scent as very strong, but her forced smile couldn't hide the truth. That moment wasn't affection, it was discomfort. And when she gently rejected him, explaining she wasn't comfortable with public displays of affection because of their past plural marriage rules, fans weren't buying it. According to insiders close to the family, Robyn's hesitation had nothing to do with old rules, and everything to do with her fading attraction to Kody. Now that she doesn't have to compete with 3 other wives, the harsh reality of being his only partner has set in, and it's not what she imagined. Kody, on the other hand, seems to be spiraling. In one emotional confessional, he said, "I just want to be walking down the street with her one day, and have her slap my ass, that's when I'll know she's comfortable again." That statement wasn't just awkward, it was sad. Here's a man who sacrificed 3 marriages, alienated most of his children, and risked his public image for Robyn, only to find himself begging for affection she no longer wants to give. Reddit lit up with theories. Some fans believe Kody and Robyn are stuck in a loveless marriage, one neither of them has the courage to end. Others think divorce isn't even an option because splitting assets would mean exposing the Browns' tangled finances and TLC money trails. Either way, the chemistry is gone, and it shows. The more affection Kody tries to force, the more Robyn seems to pull away. Her body language screams discomfort, her voice trembles with hesitation, and her once tearful devotion now feels hollow, rehearsed, even. It's as if she got everything she wanted, only to realize it was never what she truly needed. But before anyone could even process that revelation, the family drama reached nuclear levels. On October 10, 2025, Madison "Maddie" Brush, Janelle's daughter, decided she'd had enough of the silence. In a move no one saw coming, she took to Instagram and unleashed a storm. This wasn't vague shade or cryptic quotes, this was full-blown exposure. Maddie went scorched earth, calling out Robyn Brown directly and accusing her of years of manipulation and lies. For 24 hours, her stories painted a picture of deep-rooted betrayal within the Brown family. And even though the posts vanished, screenshots spread faster than wildfire across Reddit, Facebook groups, and fan pages. Insiders claim Maddie accused both Kody and Robyn of distorting the truth to make themselves look better on TV, while quietly isolating other family members behind the scenes. She didn't mince words. She reportedly said she has no relationship whatsoever with her father, Kody Brown. Not strained, not complicated, none. And this wasn't some emotional outburst or temporary falling out. Maddie made it clear, this was final. The bridge between father and daughter had burned completely, and this time, she wanted the entire world to know why. The timing of Maddie's public outburst wasn't random, it was strategic. It came right in the middle of Sister Wives Season 20, when Kody Brown was once again painting himself as the victim on national television, claiming his children had abandoned him for no reason. But behind the scenes, the truth was boiling over. Sources close to Maddie say she finally snapped after watching her father twist narratives on camera, rewriting history to make himself look like the wounded hero, while privately manipulating his children for years. To Maddie, this wasn't about one argument. This was about decades of favoritism, a father who bent over backward for Robyn's kids while leaving his other children to fend for themselves. Behind closed doors, people say Maddie has carried deep resentment toward how her mother, Janelle, was treated compared to Robyn. Robyn's kids reportedly got brand new cars, college funds, and constant attention. Meanwhile, Janelle's kids had to figure things out on their own. If Robyn needed something, Kody dropped everything. But if Janelle's kids needed their dad? He was too busy. The favoritism wasn't just obvious, it was brutal. It broke trust, it broke hearts, and ultimately, it broke the father-daughter bond that once existed. Even Reddit users noticed, Maddie's outburst didn't feel like a spontaneous rant. It was calculated, deliberate, like she'd been waiting for the perfect moment to speak. And the fact that she didn't just accuse Kody of being distant but called Robyn a liar, that changes everything. Insiders are whispering that Maddie has receipts as text messages, financial records, and proof of lies that could dismantle the carefully polished image Kody and Robyn have built on TLC. For years, they've played the misunderstood victims of a broken family. But Maddie's truth threatens to expose that it wasn't the family that broke them, it was their own choices. And as if that wasn't explosive enough, another Brown child stepped forward with a revelation that left fans, and even her own mother, completely speechless. During an emotional Patreon Q&A on October 22, Mykelti Brown joined her mom, Christine, and stepdad, David Woolley, and revealed something that perfectly captured the dysfunction that defined her childhood. Her voice trembled, but her words were sharp as glass. The older we got, the more conditional Dad's love became. It was always about how much we respected him, and how much we were willing to give up for him. That one sentence stopped Christine cold. Because in that moment, it became painfully clear, Kody's love wasn't unconditional. It was transactional. This wasn't parenting. This was emotional manipulation dressed up as spiritual leadership. And then came the story that broke fans' hearts. The Clado ring tradition, a special family symbol Kody gave his daughters to represent his love and commitment, was supposed to be a cherished gesture. Every daughter received one, except Mykelti. Kody made her earn it. He told her, "You have to wait. You have to behave. You have to prove you deserve it. He dangled that small piece of jewelry like bait, using affection as a reward, not a birthright. Eventually, Mykelti gave up waiting for her father's approval. She went out, bought her own ring, and took back her power. Christine's face during that moment said it all: shock, sadness, disbelief. Even after everything she'd lived through, she never knew the depth of how her daughter had been emotionally neglected. And the more Mykelti spoke, the clearer it became: this wasn't an isolated story. According to family friends, many of Kody's children experienced this exact same pattern: love that came with strings attached. If they questioned him, he withdrew. If they sided with their mothers, he punished them with silence. If they didn't show enough respect toward Robyn and her kids, he became unavailable. The message was simple: love me on my terms, or don't expect my love at all. While Kody's kids were still reeling from years of conditional affection, another emotional storm was quietly forming, one that would change the family dynamic forever. Multiple Brown children have begun packing up and leaving their old lives behind, heading east to North Carolina. And the reason why says everything. They're not moving to chase careers or chase fame. They're moving to be near Janelle Brown, the woman who, despite all the heartbreak, has become the anchor of this shattered family. Peyton Brown was one of the first to make the move, settling near his sister Maddie, just months after the heartbreaking loss of his brother Garrison. Family insiders say Janelle's strength has drawn her kids closer than ever, while Kody remains hundreds of miles, and a lifetime, away from the family he once led. The loss of Garrison Brown hit the family like an emotional earthquake, sudden, devastating, and impossible to recover from completely. In the painful aftermath, Peyton Brown made a quiet but powerful choice: he surrounded himself with the people who actually showed up when life fell apart. And that person wasn't Kody. It was Janelle. The message couldn't be clearer. When tragedy strikes, these adult children already know who's going to hold them together, and who's going to be too consumed by his own chaos to even pick up the phone. But Peyton isn't alone in his choice. Mykelti, her husband Tony, and their children also packed up their lives and moved to North Carolina, building what fans have started calling the Brown Family 2.0, a new kind of family compound, one built around Janelle, with no trace of Kody or Robyn anywhere in sight. And the irony? It's almost poetic. Kody spent years obsessed with building his dream family utopia on Coyote Pass, dragging everyone to Flagstaff to make his vision a reality. But that dream never came true. Instead, his own children are now building their own version of community, one that deliberately leaves him behind. Christine's reaction to this mass migration said everything. In a recent episode, she admitted that seeing so many of her children move away hit her harder than she expected. She even confessed, half-jokingly, that she wanted to slap Janelle out of pure jealousy when Janelle mentioned that all the grandkids would soon be living nearby. With tears in her eyes, Christine said softly, "There was a time when most of my kids were right next to me. Then I married David, and we built a beautiful life together. But now, half of my kids are gone." You could feel the pain in her voice. She's happy, truly happy, in her new marriage. But that happiness doesn't erase the ache of watching her kids choose to build their lives around someone else. Still, Christine doesn't blame them. She understands exactly why they've chosen North Carolina. Janelle has become the emotional safe haven, the calm in a storm that's raged for years. A drama-free zone where the next generation of Browns can finally breathe. But understanding it doesn't make it easier. Friends close to Christine say she wrestles with guilt. She's proud of her children's independence, but part of her still wishes she could hold them close again. She knows Janelle gives them what they need. But she also wishes that, just maybe, she could too. While Christine battles quiet heartbreak and Janelle embraces her role as the family's true matriarch, another drama was unfolding, one that sent Reddit into total meltdown. On the October 26th episode, Aurora Brown, Robyn and Kody's 23-year-old daughter, made her relationship with boyfriend Brody Utley official on camera. They'd already celebrated their one-year anniversary back in September. Clearly, this relationship was serious. What should have been a sweet, normal moment, a young woman introducing her boyfriend, turned painfully awkward, thanks to Kody's completely tone-deaf behavior. Instead of being a supportive dad, Kody turned it into a full-blown sermon about purity and chastity. He sat Brody down, looked him in the eye, and said, "When you're dating, you're kissing another man's wife until she's your wife." Yes. He actually said that. The air in the room froze. Brody's face went pale. The possessive language, the implication that Aurora belongs to a future husband, had fans online cringing so hard they could barely watch. It was patriarchal, outdated, and painfully ironic coming from a man whose own marriages had imploded under the weight of control and ego. As Kody rambled on about respect and purity, Brody sat there, visibly uncomfortable, probably wondering how fast he could escape that room. Meanwhile, Robyn looked caught between embarrassment and disbelief, clearly realizing that her husband's idea of a fatherly talk was more like a medieval lecture. But as fans soon discovered, this wasn't just another awkward Kody moment. The awkwardness around Aurora and Brody's relationship would soon spiral into something much bigger, something that once again exposed how disconnected Kody has become from his own children's reality. Because while Kody was busy giving sermons no one asked for, his family was quietly rebuilding without him. And maybe that's the biggest twist of all, that the man who once tried to hold his family together through control is now the one left standing on the outside, watching the real version of love, family, and unity grow without him. Reddit practically exploded when Brody Utley, Aurora Brown's boyfriend, posted a seemingly innocent photo online, one that instantly spiraled into chaos. The picture showed Aurora holding an AR-15 rifle, smiling at the camera. Within minutes, sister wives communities went into overdrive, launching theories that ranged from mildly curious to completely unhinged. Some fans speculated that this was proof of Kody Brown's alleged gun business, whispering about secret side hustles and undeclared income streams. Others took it a step further, claiming the Browns had hidden conservative political ties all along, a stark contrast to the image TLC had cultivated for years. The internet detectives didn't stop there. Threads flooded Reddit, analyzing the photo's background, the rifle's model, even the type of ammo visible in the frame. But after 48 hours of wild accusations, Brody snapped. He came forward publicly with receipts, serial numbers, registration documents, everything. The AR-15, he explained, was his, legally owned and used strictly for hunting. He wasn't running a militia. He wasn't hiding a conspiracy. It was just a photo. Still, the damage was done. The post had already gone viral, dissected frame by thousands of strangers who treat every Brown family social media post like a clue in a true crime documentary. Welcome to Dating a Brown, where your privacy ends the second your name hits Reddit. But what really caught fans' attention wasn't the rifle, it was Kody's reaction. Because here's the thing, the difference between how Kody handled Aurora's dating life and how he treated his other daughters is night and day. According to insiders, when his daughters from other marriages started dating, Kody barely got involved. No long lectures, no fatherly talks, no uncomfortable purity sermons. He just didn't care. But with Aurora? He's suddenly super dad, policing every word, every boundary, every moment, turning an innocent relationship into an overprotected spectacle. That double standard cuts deep. It's not just favoritism, it's obsession. He's building emotional walls around one daughter while letting his relationships with the others completely collapse. And this pattern, this imbalance, has haunted every part of Kody's family life, all the way down to the one thing that was supposed to keep them together, Coyote Pass. After years of bitter negotiations, screaming matches, and tears, the infamous Coyote Pass property saga finally came to an end in April 2025. The land that was once Kody's dream, the symbol of his perfect plural family compound, was officially sold. The sale didn't just close a real estate deal. It closed a chapter of history. It ended the last remaining financial tie between Kody and the women who built his empire, and then walked away from it. Janelle and Meri each walked away with approximately $340,000, a life-changing amount for two women who'd spent decades financially tethered to a man who prioritized one wife's comfort above everyone else's survival. But the money wasn't the real prize. It was freedom. For Janelle and Meri, those checks represented more than financial gain, they symbolized independence, closure, and the end of years of control, manipulation, and emotional exhaustion. Janelle's response was pure, unfiltered relief. She laughed and said, "It's nice to finally say, see you later. I never want to see you again. Goodbye." No tears. No regrets. Just liberation. People close to Janelle say she celebrated that sale like a lottery win, because, in her mind, that's exactly what it was. She'd finally won back her autonomy after decades of being treated like the background wife, the one who always came second to Robyn. And yet, the most explosive revelation didn't come from Meri or Janelle, it came from Kody himself. In a shocking moment of self-awareness, Kody admitted something fans had been shouting for years, that his favoritism toward Robyn destroyed his other marriages. He said, "Robyn's house, her lifestyle, created jealousy that helped tear my family apart." Let that sink in. He finally confessed that the lavish mansion, the unequal spending, and the blatant imbalance of love and attention all contributed to the downfall of his plural marriage. But here's the heartbreaking part: even after realizing it, even after seeing the pain and division it caused, he still chose Robyn. Every time. Every fight. Every decision. He chose her, at the cost of everyone else. And now, as season 21 looms and the cameras keep rolling, fans are left to wonder if Kody Brown's moment of self-reflection came too late. Because what once was a sprawling, messy, unconventional family has become something far smaller and far lonelier. The dream of Coyote Pass? Gone. The family unity? Shattered. The legacy? Tainted by greed, ego, and regret. But for Janelle, Meri, Christine, and their children, this ending isn't tragedy. It's rebirth. They're free. They're healing. And for the first time in years, they're writing a story where Kody Brown isn't the author anymore. According to financial experts who've analyzed the Brown family's tangled empire, the Coyote Pass property had become a financial black hole long before it was sold. What was once supposed to be Kody Brown's grand vision, a spiritual compound of harmony and shared living, had quietly turned into a money pit. For years, that empty land sat undeveloped, bleeding the family dry with property taxes, maintenance costs, and false hope. The dream officially died the day Christine Brown walked away. Everything that came after, the excuses, the holding on, the fantasy that one day they'd build, was pure stubborn pride, not logic. Kody wasn't protecting his family's future anymore. He was protecting his ego. And when the day finally came to sell it, he fought harder than ever, not because he cared about the land, but because selling Coyote Pass meant admitting defeat. Admitting that his entire plural marriage experiment, the dream he preached for over a decade, had failed spectacularly. But the irony is almost poetic. Because the money from that sale, Kody's failed dream, is now funding Janelle and Meri's new lives. They used his downfall to build their freedom. That's karma in its purest form. The land that symbolized control and false promises now pays for their independence, their peace, and their futures without him. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn sit trapped in their $2.1 million Flagstaff mansion, surrounded by luxury but consumed by misery. The house feels less like a home and more like a prison, two people stuck in a loveless marriage, pretending for the cameras that everything's fine while fans can see the truth written all over their faces. But while Kody is emotionally unraveling, Meri Brown is busy doing the exact opposite. She's not surviving, she's thriving. After years of humiliation, rejection, and emotional starvation, Meri is finally living her best life. She's out there dating, smiling, rediscovering herself, and showing Kody exactly what he threw away. Reports say Meri has been spotted on dating apps, speed dating events, and even seen mingling with multiple potential suitors. At one of those events, she met a man named Ron, and fans are buzzing with speculation that something might actually be brewing between them. And honestly, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Meri spent years begging Kody to love her, to just see her. She pleaded for affection, for a second chance, for even the smallest spark of attention. And what did she get? Indifference. Coldness. Public humiliation. Now, she's turning that pain into power, dating freely, exploring new possibilities, and radiating the kind of confidence that says, you had your chance, and you blew it. But Meri's transformation isn't just about romance. She's also preparing for something much bigger, a showdown that fans have been waiting for since the beginning. According to production insiders, an upcoming episode will feature Meri taking life lessons from her best friend, Jen Sullivan, and those lessons aren't just motivational quotes. They're full-on battle training. Jen is reportedly helping Meri learn how to stand up to Kody during the Coyote Pass negotiations, something she's avoided doing for years. For the first time, Meri is learning how to advocate for herself, how to call out manipulation, and how to refuse to back down. She's being coached to hold her ground, to demand what she's owed, and to finally stop letting Kody rewrite her reality. And according to sources close to production, this upcoming episode is going to be explosive. Insiders say Jen Sullivan doesn't hold back. She's guiding Meri through everything from recognizing gaslighting in real time to refusing to apologize for things that were never her fault. Fans are already calling it the Meri redemption episode, and they're ready with popcorn in hand. Because watching Meri finally stand up, not as Kody's forgotten wife, but as a woman reclaiming her worth, is the closure viewers have been craving for years. But what's truly fascinating is how differently each of Kody's ex-wives has handled their freedom. Christine found love again with David Woolley, embracing happiness and stability. Janelle built her peace around her children and independence. But Meri, she's rewriting the narrative entirely. She's dating, learning, negotiating, and glowing in ways she never could while spiritually tied to a man who never really wanted her. While the ex-wives flourish, the conversation online has shifted, and Reddit has been absolutely on fire. Thousands of users are now asking the same question: why are Kody and Robyn still together when they clearly can't stand each other? And the most popular theory dominating Reddit right now? It's simple and terrifyingly believable. Fans speculate that Kody's biggest fear, the one that keeps him awake at night, is Robyn divorcing him and taking half of everything. After decades of financial chaos, secret accounts, and failed business ventures, it's not love keeping Kody and Robyn together anymore, it's leverage. After years of fans dissecting every episode, every clip, and every social media post, one thing has become clear: the only thing holding Kody and Robyn Brown's marriage together right now might just be fear. And that fear has a name: money. Here's where things get fascinating. According to multiple insider reports and deep-dive fan investigations, Robyn Brown allegedly holds all the financial cards. She's been Kody's partner in managing the family finances for years, meaning she knows everything. Every business deal. Every hidden asset. Every secret account. Every tax strategy. Every penny that came in, and every dollar that went out. She's not just a wife, she's the keeper of the vault. And that gives her power. Real power. As Reddit users point out, if Kody ever pushed too far or if Robyn decided she'd had enough, she could obliterate him in a divorce. She could walk away with half of everything, and worse, expose financial dealings that might not look so clean under legal scrutiny. It's the kind of leverage that keeps Kody trapped, emotionally, financially, and psychologically. He knows he can't afford to lose her. Literally. But here's the twist: Robyn might be just as trapped as he is. In recent episodes, viewers have noticed her body language shifting dramatically. Her smiles look forced, her eyes dull, and her once sweet laughter feels rehearsed. She looks less like a loving wife and more like a woman performing a role she no longer believes in. According to insider whispers, Robyn allegedly lost her attraction to Kody the moment she no longer had to compete with the other wives. The thrill of being the favorite vanished when she became the only one left. And now, she's stuck in the very life she fought to have, a life that no longer fulfills her. Some Reddit sleuths have taken things even further, analyzing every family asset, every property record, every business registration, piecing together a map of financial strain that paints a grim picture. They've estimated the costs of Coyote Pass, the Flagstaff mansion, years of legal fees from divorces, and the expenses of raising 18 children. The math doesn't look good. Behind the picture-perfect TLC facade, the Browns might be teetering on the edge of financial collapse. That's why divorce isn't just an emotional risk, it's a financial apocalypse. If either of them pulls the plug, everything they've built could come crashing down. So they stay. Not out of love. Not out of loyalty. But because mutual destruction is the only thing keeping them together. And yet, despite all the theories and speculation, there's still one truth that looms above all of it: this isn't just a story about one broken marriage. It's the story of a family being torn apart in real time, and TLC's cameras are there to capture every second of it. As Season 21 secretly films, think about what's being recorded right now. Kody and Robyn's marriage deteriorating further with every awkward glance. More Brown children stepping into the light, exposing years of manipulation and conditional love. Janelle and Christine thriving as free women, building new lives far from the man who once ruled their world. Meri glowing, dating, and finally standing tall. Every single storyline is pure television gold, but it's also heartbreak on display. And here's what makes this new season different from every one before it: there's nowhere left to go. The plural marriage is dead. 3 wives have left. The children have chosen sides, and most of them didn't choose Kody. The finances are crumbling. And the last remaining marriage, the one Kody sacrificed everything to protect, is quietly imploding behind closed doors. Insiders whisper that season 21 might capture the final collapse, the moment the last piece of Kody's once mighty empire finally falls apart. TLC knows what they have here. They're betting big on the Browns unraveling, because for the first time in reality TV history, we're not just watching drama, we're watching legacy disintegration. Hollywood insiders speculate that this series could spawn multiple spin-offs: Sparkle's a show following Christine and David's blended family, Sparkle's another focusing on Janelle's new North Carolina life, Sparkle's or even Meri's empowering journey as she rediscovers love and independence. It's the next evolution of the Sister Wives universe, no longer about one man's plural marriage dream, but the rise of the women who outgrew it. And that's the real story now. Because when the cameras stop rolling and the dust settles, one question will echo louder than all the others: can anyone in this family survive the weight of their own fame? Or will the cameras that made them famous be the very thing that finally destroys them? Only time will tell. But one thing is absolutely certain: the Brown family you once knew is gone forever. And what rises from the ashes of Kody Brown's failed experiment will define the Sister Wives' legacy for years to come. So tell us, what do you think happens next? Will Kody and Robyn cling to each other out of fear? Or are we about to witness the final, brutal collapse of their marriage on national television? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more Sister Wives truth bombs, leaked stories, and insider revelations. Because trust me, the next chapter is coming. And it's bigger, darker, and more shocking than anything we've seen before.